On behalf of Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May, I wanted to talk about in this video, talking about a little bit more about me and my emotions. If you are familiar with my content, if you are familiar with who I am, you across the screen, it may look like my life is perfect, or not even perfect, but it may look like my life is always going good and going well for me simply because I smile a lot through the screen. Or even if you see me out in person and I greet you with a smile, or I acknowledge you and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And you ask me, hey, how am I? How am I doing? And I respond with, I'm good. And that's simply because it's like the normal response I feel like a lot of us have whenever we are asked, how are you doing? And even if you are not doing fine, or even if you are not doing well and you may be going through a turbulent path within your life, it's normal, for us humans to say, oh, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm fine, when, in reality, you're not doing so good. And the purpose of me making this video is intended for those people who feel like the person they view across the screen, such as more so on social media, that their life is always good, or their life is much better than their own life. And I want you to know that that isn't entirely always the case for everyone. For example, like right now, I am not doing the greatest with pain. I just recently had my Spinraza injection, and with my Spinraza injection, everything has just being a little bit more unbearable when it comes to my normalcy, when it comes to my pain level. And I had to go to the hospital to thankfully get some assistance with pain medication, getting a shot in my hip, and also getting a steroid injection, simply because it's most likely a pinched nerve that is going on where they did the lumbar puncture for my previous injection. And where I am going with this is I usually don't talk about much about how I am doing. And again, like if people ask, hey, how are you doing? My normal response is, oh, I'm good, or I'm fine. And when I went into the hospital today, I was reflecting off of a lot of different stuff. And, I have talked about this a little bit in the past within my YouTube channel primarily. And whenever I could be going through like the most turbulent life path, I could literally be in the hospital, in the ICU, having IVs and tubes, all over me, helping me getting IV antibiotics, and being bruised up because I am such a hard stick, and having mask, helping me breathe. I'm in the ICU having double pneumonia, collapsed lungs. I am not doing the greatest, and I will somehow, I think this is just how I have programmed my mind and developed my mindset over the years, is I could be in that state and still find a way to smile. Hey, how are you doing? When you walk through those doors, it's how are you doing? I could not be doing the greatest, and you ask me, hey, how are you? Are you feeling better today? And I will say, oh, I'm doing good, or I am doing better. And the reality is the stats behind me say otherwise. It shows that I am not doing so well. And I wanted to talk about in this video because I think it's very important that I feel like a lot of us are afraid, to kind of be vulnerable, because I feel like some people may think like you come across as weak. And I think that there's so much strength and humility, and so much strength in being vulnerable, and so much strength in sharing your story to help other people. Like, that's not the easiest thing to do, is to share your story, help other people through what they are going through. And the best way to do that is to, one, learn from your own personal life experiences, but two, what can you learn from your story that not only benefits you to help you get through life a little bit more easier, but to help someone else with their own journey. And to me, I think like that's one of the biggest purposes of life is, we may go through suffering, we may go through suffering, we may go through pain, we may experience loss, and, we may experience failure after failure and feel discouraged, within the process. Like nothing seems to be going right personally or professionally. But, I feel like in those moments, it shapes your character, it develops your character, but it depends upon how you view your circumstance, how you view your life. What's the story that you are writing for your life? Is it one of poor me and feeling sorry for yourself? Or is it one where you can program your mind to, be optimistic, be positive? How can I get through this experience? What can I learn from this experience? How can I help other people overcome this very familiar experience? And to me, I think like that helps us discover purpose. It helps us discover an ability to be of service and to show up for other people. And I wanted to make this video for Mental Health Awareness Month. I think I am really going to try to push myself to get outside of my comfort zone a lot this year. So I am very curious to see what topics I talk about, what things I openly share, and I look forward to what this year, 2025, has in store for me. And I wanted to pick up this video, pick up the phone, click record, and talk about this topic because I think it is just so important. Like the person I am, I could be going through a lot within my life, and I could be going through immense pain. I could be like internally suffering, literally, and I will find a way to smile. I will do my absolute best, to appear stoic and not show my emotions or not show the pain that I am going through. It's just who I am. And yeah, I think there's so much, that you can learn just from that within itself, that, just because a person smiles all the time or a person appears like they're always doing great, they're so positive, they too are going through something behind their smile, just like you are. So if you can learn anything from this message, it's to know that we are all human, we all have a story, and the best way to really make a difference in someone's life is to understand that that person right in front of you is human just as much as you are. Share your story, spread love, try to show up for other people in the best way that you can, and push yourself to get out of that mindset where, you can't do something because you can. Push yourself to break through those mental barriers that tell you nothing will ever change, because they do. And most importantly, never let go of that ounce of faith that whatever it is you are going through, that this too will pass. Because I promise you, if you hold on to faith, you can get through just about anything. Faith literally moves mountains. I love you. I appreciate you. Share this video with someone you think will benefit from. I love you. I appreciate you. And remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.